Thank you for joining us on just Judgment Monday after the time change. That sucks. As you can see, it caused me to go blind. So don't say it's not a real thing out there. No. Ah! But it is weird. I was telling Tyler before the show, it's the first time my work laptop will automatically switch into like dark and light mode. And it switched to dark mode before I was off the clock. It made me sad. But other than that, happy to be here with you guys. Thank you for joining us. Tyler, how the hell are you? How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, man. I think obviously people can tell from the way we are both dressed. Big win for the Hammers this weekend.
Some would say massive.
Some might say massive. Some might say that. No, good weekend of college football, good weekend of pro football.
Man United would be a big deal for them. For us, it's just
that's true. That's true.
Another day at the office.
Just an incredible night of violence on Saturday night.
Oh God.
Good NFL Sunday. Just all in all, man, solid weekend. Time change definitely screwed me up. The fallback always hits me like a ton of bricks. Spring change, I'm fine. Fall change,
I'm cool with that. Cool with that, but this one sucks for sure.
But other than that, doing well, Ron. How was your weekend?
Good weekend. Again, shout out, happy birthday to grill cam operator, assistant producer Andy. Had a good dinner out with him on Saturday, and then got to play a little golf also earlier in the day.
Nice.
Not well, but it's rare that happens anyway. So that was cool.
Par for the course.
And then some college football. Didn't get to see that much of the UFC, unfortunately. I mean, I've seen some highlights now looking back. I did get to see the main event though. Also a pretty damn good fight.
Banger.
And then it's all day football Sunday. Just holed up on the couch like a hermit, loving. Well, I mean, not really as a Raider fan, but it's a weird weekend in the NFL. So we'll get into all that. But doing well. Happy you guys are here with us. Let's fire off the side pieces before we get into, of course, the football, the fights, and what have you. And boom. Wow. It's that reverb that gets me. I love the reverb. First side piece, this just came to my attention a little bit earlier, but I guess it's been going on for a while. The Oilers have a dog. The team got a dog. We saw the Yankees. They got a turtle, I believe, earlier in the year. And that kind of, put some wind in the sails, I guess, there down the stretch. Oh, not all the way, but you know what I'm saying. Enough for them to rally behind. The Oilers have an adorable pup named Flex. There he is signing his contract. And they are 9-1 since they got this dog. So every other NHL team, it's time to get apex predators. We got to take out Flex, dude, because otherwise they got McDavid, they got Draisaitl, now they got this dog. It might be unstoppable.
I mean, look, Ducks. The obvious would be to sign a Duck. I would say don't do that. Not really apex predator. If you want to sign
I have to sign a bunch of them. They flock. Ducks flock together.
That's true. That's what Gordon Bombay taught us. That you never see a duck in attack because they're never alone.
Right.
But cute dog, no doubt. But hopefully that
he must be stopped. This dog must be stopped.
Hopefully that runs out. Yeah,
that's what McJesus did to the Rangers. 5 guys, the whole entire city of New York
ran right through him.
Could not be stopped.
Yeah, I wonder, do they have the dog on the bench on the side? That's kind of what distracts everybody. Is they look over, and they just get
damn, yeah, just smashed in the face, slew-footed. I don't know, but just stay tuned for more on this dog because 9-1, the effect is real.
Or is this some viral marketing for the upcoming Air Bud hockey sequel?
True.
God, I don't know what they call it. They're so good coming up with those Air Bud titles. I don't know what they'd call a hockey one though.
I don't know. I'll think of something. Yeah. Well, we're efforting on that. Please
Don't
make
say it
that.
on air. Don't say it on air though, because Disney might see it and hear it, because they do watch every episode, taking our ideas.
Well, yeah, they just keep ripping us off. But hey, Disney, we're covered legally, dude. I put it on the screen.
It's true. It's true.
Patent
Please
pending.
believe that.
And
No, really. No,
I,
really. Please believe
I
that.
know a notary. Okay, so we will have this thing locked down, ironclad. It's tight as a, I don't know, a rock, whatever.
Tight as the Rock.
Yeah.
The movie and the wrestler.
Shout out, friend of the program, Sean Connery. As we move on, NASCAR did have its dramatic conclusion.
Did.
Over the weekend. Kyle Larson coming through with the big win and the championship. You can see him there with the trophy. And as has been a pretty entertaining tradition throughout the season, which he's won a lot of races, let's just be honest. His
I believe
wife,
this was his 10th on the season.
shotgun and a beer at Busch Light.
Yeah.
What a champion. I could see. That's how you know she's the one.
That's right. It's a down ass chick right there.
But yeah, a long, strange last year for Larson, from outcast to back, and he win the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't say it's not deserved. Like I said, his 10th win of the year. He's absolutely been the best driver all season. Fortunately, the rules set forth as to how the championship is determined did not prevent the best driver from winning, even despite being a playoff, the best driver of the year won. So massive shout out to him. Also, I think this might be the first time since they've done the whole Final Four for the one race that the Final Four people involved didn't finish 1, 2, 3, 4. Chase Elliott got passed by Ryan Blaney. But it was a great race by Larson. I shouldn't say a great race. He was struggling. He was behind Truex for most of the race, and then he did his pit did an amazingly fast, really fast pit stop with 24 laps to go. Took him from 4th place to 1st place on that pit stop, and then he just once he got out in front, nobody was catching him. So shout out Kyle Larson, great job. And look, America loves a redemption story, so that's good on him.
Yeah, look, he all season he was just hauling ass. I mean, like I said, and even doing the towns they were in, he would go and do dirt track races and stuff like that. I mean, this guy can just drive anything. Maybe not, stay away from the virtual cars in the future. That didn't work out so good. We learned our lesson on that one. Nothing, worth the headset where millions of people can hear you. But
hey, we can hear you, pal.
Yeah, we can all hear you. It disconnected. But dude, Larson, come on, dude. F1. Let's get a F1 ride. Especially, it would really help out my boy Harvick, just to have you out of the mix. Lord knows Hamlin would be rooting for that too. Hamlin's still without.
That's kind of where the money is in motorsports right now, is F1. So that's
where a lot of the money in the world is. F1 is the most expensive adventure I've ever seen. The pit crews are 25 dudes. It's insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're working on essentially jets, just
the whole
jets
thing
that stay on the ground.
Like a solid chassis of just carbon fiber and space age materials that normal humans don't even have access to. But I feel like this guy, you put him in something, he's going to go fast. And he's, small guy. That's also big. Well, in any kind of motorsport for the weight reasons, but especially F1. We all saw the picture of everyone next to Shaq. He was 3 of them. All the other 3 guys on the podium equals maybe one Shaq. Maybe.
If you have them sit on each other's shoulders and put a giant trench coat, maybe they're as tall as Shaq.
Yes, exactly. Shaq snuck to the podium. It was actually 3 children. Hey, shout out CEO Nick, also back. I don't know, stateside, but back on the mainland, back from the island.
The island.
Big Hawaii fan, Nick. But as we move on, of course, we had to talk about it. Boom.
Woo.
We are massive.
Hang on, let me get that banner out of the way to show the real score that people want to see. There we go.
There it is. Yes, that's the one right there. Woo! What a capper. I did Well, I guess fortunately, but unfortunately, because it's still lost anyway. But I still believe in the Greek. Still riding with the Greek. Um, I woke up sometime like early in the morning on Saturday. I was like, all right, I'm still going back to bed. Well, wait, maybe if that game didn't start, the early one there, United and City, I'll add that into the parlay. It was already going, and actually, they were already down 2-0. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do the other ones. But alas, it was not to be. Although I will say, the over goals total definitely hit in West Ham Liverpool down there at the bottom, as you see,
Oh, yeah.
which was over 3. Smashed
That
it.
was never. I don't think that was ever in question.
I loved that bet as soon as I saw it.
Yeah.
Entertainment purposes only, but I loved it when I saw it. Brentford, man, that's
Tough
tough.
times. Losing to Norwich. Ooh.
That was my makeup, pick in the parlay. I was like, dude, Norwich, come on. They scored 2 goals all year. Like, we're good here. But no, doubling their output, beating Brentford on the road, first win of the season, and it's November. Of course, that's look. I'm on a little bit of a cold streak right now. I'm not gonna lie. We had the 2-leg parlay last week in soccer that hit, but beyond that, we need a bounce back. We need a big bounce back. That's just where I'm at right now. Norwich gets their first win, doubles their season goal output in a road win against Brentford, one of the more inspiring teams and stories of the season so far. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, look, my Saturday parlay didn't hit either. I think the only one I got right actually was Man City over Man U. I think that one was just given both teams' forms. That one was a bit of a given. Definitely expected Brentford to win. Shocking there. Chelsea giving up a late goal to Burnley. Burnley getting the draw with the number 1 team. I mean, come
That's
on,
a
man.
stinger.
The fact that Chelsea only scored 1 is like shocking because Burnley is not good and Chelsea is just on a roll. I whiffed on Palace Wolves as well.
These colors right now, they're hot.
That'll run.
So
That'll
watch
run.
out. Watch out for anyone rocking these colors. And there's like
The
12 of them.
The claret blue.
That's
That's right.
a million of them in English soccer. Well, maybe not Aston Villa, but besides that, hey, shout out to the new boss.
That's right. Then Brighton Newcastle, a bit of a surprise. I kind of figured just because Newcastle's been so bad, Brighton's been playing pretty well. I think they're still like in 7th place right now. But kind of thought Brighton might pull that one off, but whatever. Good for Newcastle, I suppose. Everybody there's literally playing for their job because they will probably be making lots of moves in the transfer window.
Yeah, Crystal Palace beating Wolves. It happened. 2 goals. They're hot right now, dude. Nice little stride. Arsenal, another win. Yes, it's only Watford, but hey, take them how you can get them.
Look, they're up to 5th right now. Like, granted, like when you look at their schedule, you realize like any team that is pretty good, they've lost to, and any team that is bad, they've won. So they're beating who they need to beat. Give them that.
There is definitely something to be said for that, and whatever sport it is, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and then hope to take a couple off the teams that you're definitely not as good as. They haven't got that part figured out yet, but hey, they're making strides, and maybe coach is safe for now. It seems like they're going in the right direction.
And Everton Spurs, they were on a field for 90 minutes. I can definitely say that.
The game was played. Yes, they did roll the ball out there.
Yeah, the game was played and people were paid for it. I mean, there's nothing to say about it. Like, if you're a Spurs fan, obviously you're going to want goals because they haven't had a shot on goal since the first half against West Ham.
2 games now. 2 games without a shot on goal for the high-flying Spurs.
Yeah, with Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, like that just should never happen, period. Everton has been really struggling. I know they've been hit with like a ton of injuries, Calvert-Lewin, Decore. I know they got hurt. They've been struggling since. So they're hoping maybe to get some guys back after this international break. Leeds Leicester 1-1. That was another game that on Friday I didn't know how to call it and wound up being a tie. So there we go.
And yes, of course, West Ham are massive. Liverpool 26 games without a loss. Suck it. Woo!
It's because they never had to play West Ham.
That's right. You see what happens? You come to that London stadium, baby. And it was bouncing also.
Oh, man. That crowd was nuts.
I want to give Fornals 2 goals, but whatever. Like, it's fine. It was his cross, I guess, Allison touched it, sort of, whatever, but went in. I liked his answer after the game. He's like, doesn't matter. It's a West Ham goal, and we won the game.
Oh,
It's my boy. Then he does end up scoring a legit goal later on. Also, that we did see touch confirmed hit Allison and went in. And then Zuma gets on the score sheet for West Ham. Love to see it. Both of the reactions to both of those goals was like, dude, I wish I was there. It looks awesome now.
Yeah, London Stadium was going nuts. On that on the official Fornals goal, hell of a run and a pass by Bowen to set it up as well. I mean, like the team they look great. Did let an Origi goal in kind of late, and actually got kind of lucky that I still don't know how that Mane shot missed.
Yeah, and it looked way more terrifying on TV too, because from the side angle, I was like, oh, and then they showed it was like, all right, well, it's like 2 or 3 feet when they showed from behind the goal, but from that side, from the side view, I thought Fornal's goal was going wide, and it just you can't tell from that angle sometimes. But awesome win, huge win. We are massive. We are in 3rd place. West Ham, Champions League, guaranteed.
I heard
champions of the Champions League next year.
I heard my guy Ethan Payne, aka Bazinga of Sidemen fame, noted West Ham fan. I heard an interview with him where he was talking about, it's kind of funny how like the "We Are Massive" for West Ham is very similar to the "It's Coming Home" for England, where it's like it started out as a joke about how bad they are, and now like it's eventually become like the rallying cry,
and now it's very real.
Boys. And now it's very real. So
shout out to the Moisaya.
West Ham up to 3rd. Tied on points with Man City for 2nd, but Man City has the goal differential. Couple rough games coming up here, but you know what, man? Look, beating City this year, beating Liverpool.
It's the time to have those games. They're never going to play
Ham
better.
Doesn't care. Bring on Chelsea. I can't remember who else on the schedule. Chelsea's on the schedule coming up. 1 or 2 other like really tough games coming up. Fuck it, bring it on.
We want everyone. We want, dude. Yes, Real Madrid, punks.
That's right. 2010 Spanish national team. Bring it on. Let's
bring it. Not even scared, dude. We got all the smoke over here. And you know what, Greek also. Hey, go easier on yourself. You did not fail. You would only have failed if you did not make those picks.
It's true.
You got to put yourself out there. So
hey, you got to shoot your shot.
Got to shoot. Shooters keep shooting until they go in. And we will get back on the Greek parlay next week. I'm confident.
What's the saying? Scared money don't make money, right?
That's right. Scared money don't make no money. So, hey, Greek, we are going to get there. We are going to get to the promised land. And I'm just hoping I can get another one that's plus 7,000. Well, maybe not, because that seems unlikely that we might not ever hit that one. But
probably not.
We're going to get one of these days, and it's going to be all worth it. It's going to recoup all the money.
Exactly.
We're down, but we're not out. That's all I want to say.
Never
Shout
out
to the Greek. Let's get into the college football. Kind of a strange week with the college football. Yeah. LSU at Alabama, I know it was like 28 points. Alabama was favored by.
Yeah.
And yes, there was a little, kind of have like lame duck, Coach O, still our boy. Are the players going to rally behind him? This is his last chance going in there. Obviously, one of the bigger rivalries in that conference. And kept it close, man. Kept it close.
Yeah. No, the LSU players were definitely giving it their all. It wasn't necessarily Bama having a bad game. Like LSU played pretty damn well, I thought. Good rivalry game. I expected, since it was Coach O's last game, I figured they were going to blow it out. Saban was going to send them out on the worst note possible. But
you remember.
LSU hung. That's right. LSU hung in there, but Bama eventually gets the win. Purdue knocking out yet another highly ranked opponent. I said it before. And yes, even despite the fact that they beat Michigan, which I said the same thing about Michigan, I don't know how Michigan State was still undefeated. It was eventually going to catch up to them. And then Purdue just going out there and getting another big win against a highly ranked opponent. The spoiler makers are real.
Well, and I don't even say like in defense of, but considering what we know about Purdue at this point, and kind of coming into this, classic setup for a letdown game, beating, your rival in Michigan, then you go play Purdue. Bad stuff happens a lot. Hopefully, hey Purdue, if you want to, win another one this week, I'd be down.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have a problem except for maybe people in Columbus.
And just the rest of the top five there, you see Oregon struggling against Washington, Ohio struggling against Nebraska. Although I'll give Nebraska credit, they started out the year really bad, but if you look at their games, they've actually played some good teams, like really tough.
Yeah, I like how they just fired everyone except Frost today.
Yeah, Frost is going to be back next year. He's going to be back next year. They already said that.
But also all the coaches that he picked, no, they suck, dude. So we're getting rid of them.
You all got to go.
But now it's going to be good because we're just going to get other dudes that we don't let him pick. Sure, that'll work out great.
And then Oregon starting against Washington. Again, Oregon still not looking good now that Fresno State lost again this week to Boise State. So Oregon is, man, just the Pac-12 is just not good. That's just
they're not good. And God, Oregon, dude, I just think if they're still going to get in though if they just don't lose, like. And they might not because they're just going to play a bunch of crappy teams in the Pac-12 or mediocre, I guess, at best.
The next set of games here in the top 10, Cincinnati struggling against Tulsa. I know we've talked about in the past how, they played like crap against Navy, but look, a lot of teams struggle against Navy. But Tulsa, not many teams struggle against Tulsa. There's no real gimmick offense that you have to prepare for. They still win.
Golden Hurricane. Okay, that sounds pretty gnarly. Just the fact they lived is great.
Yeah, they still win. In fact, it was a come from behind win, but still winning. So they got that. Michigan, don't let that score fool you. Indiana's not good, but Michigan is not 20. Did not play 22 points better than them. Lots of drives going into the red zone and then settling for field goals. Still enough to get the win, but don't let that score fool you. North Carolina beating Wake Forest, ending the miracle run, any shot the ACC had at the playoffs.
Yeah, and I was hoping. I was telling Tyler, I saw college football games take a long time. The clock stops. They get to set aside like 4 hours if you want to watch a whole game. But it looked like Wake Forest was kind of taking control there, like in the third quarter. Saw a good, 45 minutes to an hour of it. Did not foresee this comeback. And I know North Carolina was favored against an undefeated team, which everyone was thought, was it 3 or was it more than that?
I don't remember. Spread?
Yeah.
I think it was more than 3.
Okay. So Wake Forest did cover. Shout out to them. Demon Deeks.
Hey, good teams win, great teams cover, right? But yeah, like I said, that pretty much ends. Wake Forest was going to have to go undefeated to even have a shot at the playoffs. So that's, again, pretty much going to knock any ACC team out. And then Notre Dame beating up Navy, even though I just said a minute ago how teams struggle against Navy. Notre Dame did not. Although, granted, they play Navy every year, so I think a lot of their players are kind of used to seeing triple option.
They usually, a lot of times end up closer, than this example. So I guess there is some credit to give to Notre Dame because it seems like these always end up in like dogfights. Like, oh man, they're struggling with Navy right now.
But just kind of group these together to, just point out, like, kind of wondering, okay, so what's going to be happening with the rankings tomorrow? Because Michigan State's going to drop, no doubt. They lost. Oklahoma didn't play, so who knows what's going to happen with them. Wake Forest is going to drop, no question. But everybody else that's on there had a really bad week. Alabama didn't look great. Oregon didn't look good. Ohio didn't look good. Cincinnati didn't look good. Michigan didn't look good. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I imagine, like, Alabama can't drop because they didn't lose.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, are we looking – Cincinnati's probably not going to move because they're going to have to win convincingly the rest of the year to get any credit. So, like, are we looking Oregon 3, Ohio 4?
I think that is most likely, but also just the thought of Oregon 3. What? And 4 was already pushing it way past the limit of any kind of reasonable thought. But yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen.
And then, so is Cincinnati going to go up to 5, or do you think they'll move Michigan and Oklahoma past them? I mean, I don't know how they can move. I don't know how you can move Notre Dame past them, considering Cincinnati beat them. But it also wouldn't surprise me if the committee did that.
Yeah, I think. Michigan's just going to slide right there to 5. Ohio State's going into number 4. Cincinnati stays put.
Which then Michigan also lost to Michigan State. So does Michigan State fall behind Michigan?
I don't know, dude. It's so insane.
This year is just like the dumbest year for this because it's like I kind of said most of the year it's 2 teams and everybody else. Now it's kind of 1 team and everybody else.
Yeah. All I know is Cincinnati's going to get screwed, and
yes,
they're going to try like hell to keep Oregon in there, unless it just gets to a point like they just get blown out by someone terrible. Like, okay, well, they dropped 1 spot. They still have a chance. They're on the bubble. Like, I feel like they're just going to keep hanging on to that just to keep a Pac-12 team around for no reason.
Yeah, I think you're probably right in that because I think they've done the whole Oklahoma thing where like Oklahoma somehow gets in the top 4 and just gets blown out in the first game every year. So I think the committee's like kind of tired of trying to do that. That's why Oklahoma's sitting 8th currently, even though they're undefeated. Granted, they're definitely not a top 4 team. Anybody who's watched any of their games this year knows when they play anybody good, they will get killed. But yeah, just curious to see what the rankings are going to look like tomorrow because it's pretty hectic. I think it'll be even funnier if Michigan can beat Ohio this year, which it's not going to happen. But if they do, that'll throw a shit ton of things into chaos.
The ultimate Harbaugh clapback out of nowhere, off the top rope.
Oh, look! If it happened, I'll be running up into the street, but it's not going to happen.
I mean, that could be like a clapback on Michigan fans, also at this point. Like, true. 5-year extension. He finally got Ohio State.
Finally got that win, so now we got to give the man a lifetime contract.
Hey, he's a Michigan man. Moving on, also, as we pointed out earlier, friend of the program, Braden was in the house. Big win for the Frogs. Their first game without Patterson in 20-plus years.
Since 1937.
Yeah, exactly. Nice win, though. And happy that he was there to see it. Yeah, Baylor just where were they at on this? Were they even on this? No.
Yeah. They're 12th.
Oh, 12th. Yeah, well, they're dropping.
Oh, yeah. Also, notice the first game without Patterson, and it definitely shows because they scored a lot of points and gave up a lot of points as well.
Hey, the reins are off, dude. They're going for
it. And then, just in case anybody had any doubts whatsoever, Texas is still back, folks.
Back as hell. So back. So back.
Kind of thought the team, maybe might try to rally together amid the pole assassin monkey biting scandal, but no, they did not.
They chose to say pole assassinated. And I did see Reese Davis with a pretty funny video clip. You have to look it up where he definitely throws in a pole assassin joke. But as far as POLL assassin.
Yes, of course.
So shout out to him as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the committee rankings. I'm sure it's going to continue to be just maddening and insane.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. At this point, I think best case we should go to the fights. Let's hit up the fight doctor. We might have Fight Phlebotomist on hold. I'm going to check on that. But as we find that out, let's fire up the fight doctor. Crazy. I mean, first of all, we already were talking about back-to-back pay-per-views. One in Dubai
Dubai. Yeah.
And then now MSG on Saturday. And this one was just like it was a bloodbath. So let's get in the fight doctor and let's just kind of run through this here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
happening on that. Why? Oh, really? Okay. Well, let's get the flight phlebotomist in here. I might have to run off. I'm not gonna. My camera's still okay, but
no.
I'll update you when I get back.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, joining the program right now, real quick.
He said they have it under control, but I don't know. Another fire truck just showed up and backed up to the other one that's down there already. So there's 2 fire trucks.
Oh no.
4 cop cars.
Okay, take a look at that.
Go handle it.
But on the Saboris Columbiana Celebrity Hotline, joining us right now, we do have no ID Justin, the fight phlebotomist, coming into the program. Justin, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Well, we'll see in about 30 seconds if I find out my house is not on fire.
Yeah, go make sure your house isn't on fire. The Steelers are on fire, but go make sure your house isn't.
Dude, I hope it burns down now. You put me in a bad mood with that comment. All right.
No.
Doctor, phlebotomist, take care of this. I'll be back.
Their hopes and dreams are on fire and burning down. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Ronnie, I was going to surprise you, but Darnell Mooney scored a touchdown.
Oh, yeah!
To put the Bears in the lead.
Yes, I'm already in the money on FanDuel with 2 lineups consisting of Mooney, Freiermuth, Najee Harris, Ben Roethlisberger, and the guy that's dragging me down out of the big money, Mr. Allen Robinson.
Hey, Rob.
He's just not gotten going. He was the only Bears guy I was felt confident to pick at the beginning of the year. It's like, well, he still gets catches somehow.
And I also was in a very close, league matchup where somebody had Chase Claypool and I had Deontay Johnson, and I am dominating that game.
All right, I will return directly.
Yeah, go handle the fire. All right, well, Ronnie is off. Actually, let me take him off the screen here. But, yes, we did have a UFC pay-per-view, UFC 268, taking place from the Mecca, Madison Square Garden here. 2 title fights started off. And, man, I got to say, I talked about how on paper this card didn't look good as last week's. Every fight delivered. It was just everybody woke up and chose violence on Saturday. There were great knockouts in the undercard. All the main card fights were awesome. I mean, let's just go ahead and start with the main event here. Kamaru Usman defending his title against Colby Covington, giving the unanimous decision victory. This was a fight that early on, Usman was just absolutely dominating. Looked like Covington was probably going to be out. And then that dude just rallied back. Look, hate him or love him, no questioning that dude's heart, his toughness. He came back and just looked like he got back into the fight. Usman, I do agree with the judges. Usman did enough to win, but turned out to be a lot closer fight than originally it looked like it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought realistically, a case could have been made that Covington won all 3 of the final 3 rounds. But with Usman getting the 2 or even 3-point round in some cases for round 2, it wouldn't have really mattered. But yeah, to your point, Usman was dominating early. Looked like Covington just had nothing for him. I mean, Usman was walking through all of his shots, and then as the fight progressed, it seemed like Covington kind of found a space. He got into a bit of a groove somewhat, and he was kind of figuring out a way to land his exchanges. And to be honest, it kind of seemed like Usman was just going for big power shots. I don't know if you got that vibe as well, but there were stretches in that fight where it was like Covington's coming in and maybe throwing jab, right, and Usman's just trying to land like a big hook. And I mean, to be fair, in Usman's defense, he probably felt like Covington couldn't really hurt him. And there was only one point where I thought he looked, like he actually caught him, and Usman felt it. But, yeah, good fight all the way around.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about how it did seem like at one point in time Usman was just going for the big shot. Kind of in the late rounds, I noticed one thing that really worked well for Covington was that short uppercut with his right. It seemed like it was kind of nailing Usman every time. He was just ducking his head with every time he stepped forward, going right into that uppercut. But like you said, man, Usman just ate everything and walked straight through it. Like he was getting nailed, and you wouldn't even know it by looking at him.
Yeah, no, it was, and I mean, shit, dude, he's not considered pound for pound, for nothing. So credit to Covington for taking it the distance and being able to trade with him for as long as he did.
Yeah, you got to think, Covington is almost like the Frazier to Usman's Ali, where it's like, if Usman was around, Covington would certainly be the champ. But, now he's lost to him twice, so it's kind of going to be hard to argue for another title shot for him at this point in time.
Yeah.
And Usman's ran through everybody, so I mean, kind of like the only guy I can think of in the top five, and I don't even know if he's officially top five, but the only real contender that I can think left for Usman is either Vicente Luque, who's his teammate, and I know a lot of guys have issues with fighting their teammates, or Khamzat Chimaev. I mean, that's kind of the only fights left available that Usman hasn't already won.
I think we're heading on a collision course as long as Chimaev stays healthy and on the up and up, doesn't get upset or anything. I think we're on a collision course for that. I don't see anybody else having the capability of knocking Usman off. Like you said, I don't even think Vicente could do it.
I don't think so either.
All right, I'm back.
Who
House
knows,
is not on
but-
fire, so we're good.
Good.
Thank the good Lord. But yeah, we'll see where the division goes from here. But yeah, definitely, I think that's a collision course that's going to happen sooner rather than later. A couple more fights, and we'll see that take place, I think.
That was a good time always to play this clip.
Y'all said y'all wanted violence. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ain't no question about the violence. Just look at that. It looks like two Kool-Aid guys had it out.
And
Hot Cheetos.
Just to put in perspective the quality that this entire card was, he might have been the least violent of the evening.
It's true. It's very possible.
Yeah. This was the only
speaking
fight
of-
that I saw before we get off, and I thought Covington was dead. Like at the end of round 2, he got out of that. I was like, okay, but how can he really come back? But hey, credit to him, he did come back and make that an entertaining fight. I mean, that was another slugfest, and a night of slugfest.
Yeah, not much else to say about that one. Let's go to the co-main event here, women's strawweight title. Thug Rose defends her belt against Zhang Weili. And again, another great fight. You can see it there, a split decision. I thought a lot of the rounds were really close, could kind of give them, maybe give them to either fighter. Don't disagree with Rose getting the decision win, but I think an argument could be made for Zhang. But again, just another great back and forth fight. One thing I thought Rose did really well was you can see there she only tried 2 takedowns, but she picked them at the right moments. Early on in round 5, getting a takedown, that kind of really sealed the win for her, I thought. Other than that, she did a good job, fairly well keeping it standing. Both fighters are just awesome. Clearly the 2 best fighters in the division. Just again, another great fight and great defense by the champ.
Yeah, I'm sexist. I was in and out of this fight. I was actually trying to.
I
was trying to watch the Canelo fight. I'm sorry. I caught some of it though. I had a feeling if it did go the distance, we weren't going to see much difference. I know that that was kind of the one wild card coming in was the fight was basically built on. Well, if Rose doesn't land that kick, if Rose doesn't hurt her early, what happens? But she pretty much controlled a majority of the fight from my perspective. She didn't really look like she was hurt. But then again, like these are not they're not really known to be a knockout division, I guess. And that's nothing for it being women. It's just straw weight. They're not throwing a lot of weight behind these punches. So it's sorry. Canelo was awesome though, man. You should have seen that combo and that body shot. It was great.
did catch some of the Canelo fight afterwards, but I was busy watching this one live. But curious to see where Rose goes. I mean, look, the strawweight division is the only women's division where it's not the champ and everybody else. So
Yeah.
we'll see where she goes from here. There definitely are a lot of contenders, but I do think this is a case where these are the 2 best women in the division. But we'll see where Rose goes from here. Next fight we had there, Frankie Edgar getting his teeth kicked in by Chito Vera. Entertaining fight. Look, Frankie Edgar, like for being 40, whatever, he still looks amazing. Like, I can't believe he used to be a champ at 155, and it looks like he has no problem cutting to 135 at age 40. Like, that's kind of insane to me. But a good back and forth fight. Again, you can see both fighters
I was
kind of
gonna
bright
say.
red.
I see 2 Cheetos here, You know what I'm saying?
But it ends
Flamin'
with
hot.
Cheeto Vera. Cheeto Vera just doing his best Anderson Silva impression and just front kicking Edgar right in the chin, dropping him, knocking him out. Vera kind of needed this win to, really kind of solidify his push for a title shot. I think he's still maybe a fight or two away, but he definitely needed this win to kind of move himself into the upper echelon. So good win for that. Don't know where Edgar goes from here, but I mean, he's a guy that as long as he wants to fight, Dana's going to keep him around. So solid fight, I thought, overall.
Yeah, heat map should have Frankie Edgar's chin just pitch black.
Removed.
If you want to see some crazy, physics of the body and the human skull structure, just Google search Frankie Edgar and click images. I mean, you'll find your way to it. But when that
pretty
kick
quick.
landed, I mean, the still image from that is it's a lot.
That's insane. Let's just call it what it is. It looks like a cartoon. Like, who photoshopped this? Now that happened.
But yeah, to take a terminology I've heard the fight doctor use in the past, Frankie Edgar's he's a gatekeeper, he's the gatekeeper for that division, if a guy, is, we need to see if a guy can hang in the division, or we need to see if a guy can stick around, or he needs to move up, to the next tier. Frankie Edgar's the gatekeeper,
Yeah, and that's not knocking the guy like Frankie Edgar, obviously a former lightweight champ, kind of the ultimate underdog in UFC. A guy that even when he was champ was constantly the underdog in the betting odds of his fights. It's still amazing that he can do what he can do at age 40. But again, as long as he wants to fight, there's no way Dana's letting him go. Like, he's keeping that guy around as long as he wants. Next fight on the main card probably would have been fight of the night if it wasn't for the opener, which we will be shortly getting to.
Just a bag of hot Cheetos. This heat map. This is one of the hottest heat maps I've ever seen.
Look, everybody woke up and chose violence. Like, I don't know if it was just being in New York or what, but Shane Burgess getting the unanimous decision win over Billy Quarantillo. This was definitely a tale of two fights, because early on, Burgess just has absolutely no stand-up defense whatsoever. He's eating every shot from Quarantillo. Then about the midpoint of the fight, Quarantillo takes some pretty hard hits and just can barely defend himself the rest of the fight, but did enough to stay in it, get to the final bell. I almost feel like there were certain times where it's like, God, somebody just throw in the towel for this guy, because he is just eating bombs late in the fight. But made it to the end. Got to give him credit for that. But Shane Burgess getting the unanimous decision victory.
As a head to toe, that might be the most red that I've ever seen. Like, I mean, I've seen darker red, okay, in one spot where it's like, okay, well then, yeah, they tapped out or got knocked out or whatever. This one's just red all the way down. Like, damage.
Yeah, no, pretty vicious fight. You'll note in the statistics, 0 for 14 on takedowns.
God bless him. He kept trying.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of those, if half, if not more, were like desperation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Billy's known to be a guy for his cardio, and I did think at points in the fight, even though he looked to be still pressing, it's almost like the mind was willing, but the body was not. He looked like he kind of was running low, whereas Shane looked to be just running off probably the fact that he knew he was kind of getting the edge and tipping the scales in the fight. So, but yeah, another entertaining fight.
Yeah, like I said, this probably would have been fight of the night, but unfortunately, it had to follow what is probably going to be the fight of the year. The opening fight here, we have Justin Gaethje getting the unanimous decision win over Michael Chandler. Honestly, like, when I saw this heat map, I was shocked. I mean, like, you can see Michael Chandler's head is pretty red. I thought his legs would be like black, because he was eating some disgusting leg kicks, like to the point where he was having to switch stances constantly just from all the leg kicks he ate. Gaethje, you can see just eating just tons of punches everywhere, head, body, everywhere. I mean, this was just two dudes just wailing on each other for 15 minutes. But sometimes you thought either guy could go down and they'd get back up, or they'd find some way to rally back. I know the first time Gaethje really got nailed, he fell back into the fence and then somehow still swung out and kind of stunned Chandler a little bit. So this is one of those fights where I would say absolutely 100% go out of your way to watch this fight.
Yeah, I thought as much of a slugfest it was, clearly it doesn't matter what you fight for. You can fight for nothing. As long as you have a good,
Shout out if you get that joke.
yeah, it's as long as you have a good strategy. And I thought Gaethje, to his credit, his camp had him ready. Those leg kicks were crucial in the fight, especially early. And they even made note of it a couple times, forcing Chandler to switch stances like that, and then opening him up, to a lot more of the jab and giving him a lot more angles. Chandler's not near as big a threat when he's in that switch stance. So, yeah, fight of the night, fight of the year. I know at the moment I was like, I don't know, maybe. As I was going through it, yeah, it's you're hard pressed to it's an entertaining fight, especially because both guys are somewhat polarizing if you think about it. Chandler's kind of burst onto the UFC scene at least, and been very vocal and done some very shitty commercials, but yeah, it was just it was a great fight all around, and
it devolved into insanity a couple times. Where I was like, "Oh my god!" Speaking of the heat map, you guys remember in the Sega Genesis days when they made a game? They were trying to make it like a character of the 7-Up logo. It was the cool spot.
Yes, I played that game.
I thought Chandler's head on this heat map should just be the cool spot, just a red circle, just cover his whole face. See, he was just hands down, just punch me in the face.
That game.
What are you doing?
Not to be outdone by the also great. I don't know if you guys remember it. It was the Noid. You remember the Noid?
Yes.
It was a Noid game.
Hey, shout out to Domino's also bringing back the Noid. Some of the commercials.
Hey,
shout out Noid, friend of the program.
If you space it out right, no ID.
Hey, there you go.
Whoa, origin story. Okay.
But kind of at the end of this fight, once I kind of settled down, you got to imagine now Gaethje is going to be taking on the winner of the eventual Oliveira Poirier title fight, and then beyond that, you've got Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev. They're probably going to duke it out. Winner of that is going to get the winner of the Gaethje title fight. The top of the lightweight, really the lightweight division, 1 through 10, is just ridiculous. Because I just named 5 guys, and it's well, where does Michael Chandler go? Because this is a dude that, again, just came off a title fight that he was winning in the first round, and then got caught and lost. This is a fight again. Yeah, he lost, but he's not going to lose fans over losing this fight. And if anything, he's going to gain fans for the toughness. So the lightweight division is it's insane right now.
He marketed himself with his face. He was just I will take as many punches as I possibly can to the face. And then also I saw his Instagram live from the ambulance where he had the baby Yoda or alien filter on. He's I don't want to show my face right now. And also his video with his son with this ice mask on. I don't want you to look at me right now. I made some bad decisions. And I don't think you'll recognize me. So I'm wearing the mask. So hopefully I can recover soon. Whatever he said. I don't know.
But I would definitely say, again, if you haven't absolutely watch this fight. If you got a few hours, watch the entire card. You're not going to be disappointed. Like I said, we even had some great knockouts in the prelims, including a spinning wheel kick knockout by a 5'8", 265-pound man, which for those of you that don't know, 265 is the upper limit in the heavyweight division. And when guys weigh that, it usually means they had to cut weight to get there. So the fact that a 5'8", 265-pound man was out there spinning wheel kicking people, absolutely outstanding. Definitely check this part out.
Capped it off with a front flip also to celebrate.
That's right. The front flip and landing on his butt.
Insane athlete. Just a stallion.
A unit,
of a man.
True unit. That's right. He is a stallion.
Stallion.
That's the kind of guy that Phil Mickelson wants.
That's what we need right now. Next Ryder Cup. See what can he swing a golf club? It's all right. We got years to teach him how to swing it. Let's get into the football, since we do have, again, of course, phlebotomist, but also our Lions and Cowboys insider. Tigers and Bears, I don't know. Oh, my. But, boom, going into the football. Weird week weird week, especially for teams that were leading or had a share of their division lead. Minnesota, Baltimore, actually, I think it's kind of a disservice because we have to go through all these games to have this one first. But that game was just batshit. Minnesota does stay in these games. They just hang around. I mean, they're not like an incompetent team. They're just not like a team that can finish ever, it seems like. And then also it seemed like Lamar was just like, all right, it's winning time. And he just took over.
I was going to say, I think I did see a stat that Lamar Jackson has led his team from something like 3 or 4 double-digit comeback wins already this season, which is more than the rest of the NFL combined. It just kind of seems like that's his thing. I mean, in what's turned out to be a really weird AFC, I think Lamar Jackson is just running away with the MVP at this point in time. Look, they went down big. Lamar brought them back. They get the win in overtime. On a crazy overtime too. I know the who was it from Minnesota that had that really nice tip interception, but then Minnesota did nothing with that. Baltimore goes and gets the field goal. Hell of a game.
What was who's the guy, the Texas guy that they have on the Duvernay? His catch in the end zone was insane.
Duvernay. Yeah.
At first, even the commentators I thought he was throwing it away, and I was like, I think even Lamar thought he was throwing it away. That fool just said no.
He might have been throwing it away, and just Duvernay was just like, nah, I think I got it.
I can get this. Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a crazy one. Vikings, Ravens. I mean, we can skip football this week if you guys want.
No. I think we got to talk about it because hey, there's a payoff at the end. Okay, so don't worry. It's good for all of us, kind of. But I mean, technically speaking, it's good.
Justin, you're talking to a Raiders fan. If he has to do the show, you definitely got to take it.
That's right. Too. You better stand and deliver, my friend.
That's why I thought he'd take that out with me.
Nope. We're going all the way. Patriots definitely covered. I like that pick as soon as I saw it. Hey, the Mac Jones thing was insane though, with the ankle twisting. He was like, "Well, I just got hit really hard." He definitely did, but I think it was pretty clear that was not the ball that you had. And then it's just a large man trying to get away on this scramble, and you just kind of roll over. This one ends up spraining his ankle. I definitely think if it was the other way around, there would be some kind of fines, suspensions. But considering it's the Patriots quarterback, who knows what we will see.
Yeah, I'll give them all the credit in the world. I know I have been really hesitant to kind of give them maybe their just due. But even after this week, even though Carolina's not been good, New England's just been looking solid. Their thing is they don't make mistakes. Everybody does their job, don't screw up, let the other team make the mistake, and they'll capitalize. Carolina,
and Belly, he was like, "Oh, dude, I remember this fool, Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly,
we're good. We're good."
That's true.
I know all about this guy.
Even with the return of Christian McCaffrey, the Darnold effect still took place. It didn't matter. We'll get into the division leader in just a couple games here, but look, a couple weeks ago, this was Buffalo's division, to just run away with, and now New England, I think, is one game or half a game behind them. So Patriots devil magic is a real thing, man.
Yeah, it was Mac Jones and his he got a little hyped, man. He was watching the UFC fights. He thought maybe he could roll. Thought he could get a hold of a leg and maybe force a submission and just win the game outright. But yeah.
Hey, you get hit by one of these guys in the NFL, it's like a shipwreck. You're just grabbing onto whatever you got. If it's someone's leg and you end up twisting springs or anything.
Again, as with my Matthew Stafford for MVP ticket, I am a holder of a Mac Jones future Rookie of the Year ticket as well. So, be nice to be able to cash that. And New England's just got some good coaching. I guess it's crazy. I don't know who they got down there, but they got some good coaching. Is it 9:00? Is that why Ronnie's phone just died?
Yeah, 8:52. Yeah, that's it. Timing's about right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Ronnie will be efforting. He'll be getting back to us shortly here. Next game, Battle of Ohio. Holy shit! Look, I guess Cleveland without OBJ is something else. Look, they had a really good last year without him. They drop him, send him to waivers, and they absolutely destroy Cincinnati. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's the problem.
Yeah, was totally wrong on this one. I thought it'd be the opposite. I thought the franchise would just burn to the ground, even though I think OBJ is vastly overrated. To their credit, man, they played very well. Yeah, Cincinnati is another one of these teams where it's like, are they as good as we thought they were 3 weeks ago? Doesn't seem like it.
So Jesse, you bring up a good point, and I did see a tweet that you had sent out earlier about somebody calling OBJ a top 10 receiver, and you listed off like 15, 20 receivers you think are better. And I think for the most part, I agreed with you on that one. Also OBJ is a guy that on any given game can be the best receiver in the NFL. The problem is he disappears so easily and so often. You can't put him in that. I don't know if you can put him in that top 10.
Yeah, I just it was in. Yes, you are accurate. Thanks for calling that tweet out. I think it was like 17 or 18 receivers. I think I counted after I sent it. It was Booger McFarland, expert analyst, who said he was a top 10 wide receiver. But yeah, I don't see it. It's not like he has. People want to say, oh, he's injured, this and that. He's had multiple opportunities, and if you want to rip Baker Mayfield, fine. But like you had Eli. Eli's not the greatest. You know what I mean? Playoff Eli's a different story, but there's just no excuse. Receivers play with bad quarterbacks. It's all over the league. So.
Baker hit Peoples-Jones. It looked good on that one. That was a bomb.
I mean, OBJ's vastly overrated.
I think he has done, incredible, crazy things like in moments. So it sticks out more than what like the body of work is. But I assuming no one is going to claim him off waivers, and then he'll be a free agent. So maybe going to Seattle. We'll get into that later.
Which I don't know if you guys saw the reports that he basically said, like, if you're not a contender, don't even try to sign me. Which, that's a great thing. Is like, hey, and basically saying out front, I will make trouble for you if you don't meet my demands and make me happy.
If you're not a contender, why are you going to pay this whole $7 million for the rest of the year anyway? Yeah, so I think you're good on that.
That too.
All right, we have to talk about the next one.
Yeah, speaking of vastly overrated, I mean, what are we looking at? 6-11, I guess, is what we're doing. We have to run it back. Probably not going to win another game the rest of the season.
Dude, that's just the negativity talking. All right, look, anyone could get a bad day. Everyone maybe was just like thinking, all right, Dak's back. Could be like 600 yards of offense.
That's the problem. If we don't, we're not gonna start Cooper Rush, so we're doomed to go 6-11 this season, I guess.
He did captivate a nation.
But we're gonna go 6-11 and still win NFC East. That's the cool thing about it.
That's true. 6-11 will still win the division.
So, but no, I'm joking. Obviously, just one of those games all the way around.
Yeah.
Just slop. I mean, the going forward on fourth down twice in the first quarter and not getting either one, abandoning the run early and often, and just in spurts throughout the game. And mind you, granted, I understand, game was 30-0 at one point, and I believe down to like 5 minutes left in the game, it was 30-0. Dallas got a couple quick garbage time ones with some 2-point conversions late.
Shout out Dak for my fantasy team.
You know it. Same here. I was worried.
Just give us a little something back. That last 2 minutes could have been everything.
Yeah, they flashed up in the fourth quarter, and it was like he was like 9 for 28 and had like 106 yards passing. I was like, this is terrible. But yeah, there was just a comedy of errors, and the weird play on the punt. I don't think anybody can sit there and be like, oh yeah, I knew right away. That's the way the rule goes. But it was weird to see like, oh, they blocked the punt. Like, that's our ball. Wait, what? these fools get it and they get a fresh first down. Like I'm what? So it was just what could go wrong did go wrong, start to finish, and Dallas hasn't beat the Broncos since 1995. Man, that's a fact. So
Since Homer Simpson was given ownership of the Broncos.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, the Denver Broncos. You just don't understand football.
And Dallas has to play a Falcons team that got annihilated to open the season to the Eagles, and everybody thought those teams were going in opposite directions, and it turns out they were. The Falcons are, finding their own and getting a little better, getting some wins here and there, and the Eagles seem to be kind of floundering. So we'll see what happens next week. But yeah, the Cowboys have to have a bounce back game. But who knows? 6-11, it's out there. I'm just saying.
No, dude, no. They're gonna right the ship next week. Falcons gonna let down. Cowboys will bounce back. Passon did have to get a shot off, obviously, too, because he is a troll.
Yeah, he said this was clipped yesterday during the around halftime of the Dallas game. Look, passing can do. Look, it's like you said.
Whatever, Jet. Baseball sucks.
Jet Passon just firing.
Look, I said this about the Chargers a few weeks ago. Look, every team is going to have this game where just nothing goes right. You're getting blown out. It happens. I will say it's rare that it happens at your home stadium. That was the shocking part. But it happens.
Fans, though. They're everywhere.
It's one of those games where during the game you're going to be pissed off. You're going to hate your team, and then as soon as the game's over, you go, "Fuck it, forget it, move on to the next one." Like nothing you can really take from this. Yeah, just forget about it. Go on to the next one.
I'm glad you compared it to the Chargers because, just like a Chargers home game, there was a shitload of the opponent's fans in that stadium, man.
See, that builds resiliency.
Yeah, but you own your stadium, so what's your excuse? Chargers are in a city where they don't even want them.
Good point. All right, let's get off of this negativity because I don't like sad Justin. Please, I need a happy flip out of it.
I don't like this sad Justin. That's true.
I don't like this. I don't like what this is doing to you, dude. Come on, man. It was so positive.
6-11.
A few days ago. 6-11. Come on.
Still gonna win the division.
Could be worse, dude. Could be worse. You could be the freaking Bills. Give the Jags and Urban Meyer, old Herb, second win of his career, 9-6 at the Josh Allen game. That's what will forever be known.
No.
6-9. Get it right.
Urban Meyer chooses to read the score a different way, my friend.
Nice. But Josh Allen, dude, there's clearly one good Josh Allen in football, and he plays for the Jags.
A lot of Josh Allen on Josh Allen crime going down.
We were looking at
potential
for the first time for someone with the same name to sack somebody with the same name. Got that. We got that out of the way early. And then this fool goes, intercepts him, and then just, shits and giggles, also recovers a fumble from Josh Allen. Amazing. Just...
And believe it or not, I was going to say, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills early lines indicate they're favored by, I believe, 13.5 next week. So if you can believe that, you lose 69 to Jacksonville, but you're still going to be favored by 13.5 next week.
Yeah, look, this just like I said with Dallas, it's just one of those games where Buffalo's just got to forget it, move on to the next one. But I gotta wonder, like, the Jacksonville fans, all 18 of them, have to
Duval.
They have to, like, from here on for the rest of their career, they have to, whenever they talk about Buffalo's Josh Allen, just for 2 minutes, the other Josh Allen or the lesser Josh Allen.
Like, ours is almost as good. I know they were hyped. Look, they were hyped before the game. We all saw. They were going in on this Josh Allen angle. Shout out to my guy on the right, which we'll get into shortly. As far as I can tell, he is not the man behind Bruce Smith. It's definitely a different guy. Where is Bruce Smith? There we go.
Which we have to get a photo of them together. Like, they have to meet up at some point in time.
Oh, that's just a brick shit house of them two in the same room. They're killing everyone on their way out.
How big is that room?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of those, like, exhibition halls at the county fairgrounds.
Buffalo Bills are playing the New York Jets next week and are opening at 12.5-point favorites against Magic Mike White and the boys.
If Mike White is back,
yeah,
Jets cover. Same. But also,
I'm not gonna
as
dispute that.
far as this tweet goes, the funny thing to me was the first comment was a guy saying, "Hey, please tell this guy to put a shirt on." Also, a guy from Buffalo, by the way, which I'm like, dude, are you really repping the set or what? You know what goes on. And the actual guy in the photo, Ryan French, shout out at our French Bills fan. Nah, I love rocking the shirtless look. You don't like it? You don't need to look. Just scroll on by. Shout out Ryan French.
Just move along. Look, guys, the Buffalo winters are harsh. All right, you got to kind of build up a nice layer to survive those winters.
It's cold. There's nothing to do in Buffalo. Usually painful watching the Bills. I mean, it builds character. These guys are built to last out there.
Builds character and mass.
And mass, yes. You're going to tack on mass. That's a fact. That's a tank. But shout out to him. Shout out Ryan French, friend of the program. Houston, Miami, dude. I wanted Houston to get that cover. Teased it up to 7. It was like 4 or 5. And I just, on my parlay, I was like, you know what? I'll take a couple, take this down to like, I think it ended up being like minus 180 or something to go plus 7. No, didn't even do that. I hate you fools. Well, the Tyrod Magic was supposed to be back. What the hell? Also, I think this game had like 8 turnovers or 9. It was just everything that you expected, but except for the cover, with the teased up to 7. Houston, God.
I don't know if I could tell you anything about this game because I don't remember seeing anything on Red Zone about it. So
no, the only time it was on Red Zone was when it was a turnover every time.
Yeah, and congrats Miami getting the win. Houston probably not going to win the rest of the year now. I don't know. What else is there to say?
The NFL should just step in and give Houston plus 7 in every game, like as their official score. They probably still won't win because these will suck ass. All right, let's get off of that. It's too much negativity. Staring down the barrel of a red hot Falcons juggernaut. All of a sudden, Atlanta and Georgia is the hub of the sports universe. I did like the cover for Atlanta in this game. I didn't necessarily pick the outright win, but I thought it could happen. Classic division rival.
Letdown game for New Orleans, coming off a big win against Tampa, and then you play lowly Atlanta.
And Atlanta almost blew it a couple times at the end, and then still got the.
They tried.
It was like there was a fumble down on like the 2-yard line that they fell on. They were able to get that, but also hit a big like kind of jackpot play to the Swiss Army knife. And again, fantasy gem, Cordero Patterson. If you're big and fast, someone in the NFL will use you. You got a strong back, we can use you. And if he's played for like half the teams in the league at this point. In some fantasy formats, still allowed to play running back and wide receiver also. So the value is there.
Hey, Atlanta's starting to find their footing, man. They're staring a, could be 6-11 team in the face next week. So they could get rolling here. It's anybody's game.
No, dude. What did I say about sad Justin? Come on.
Look, I think this game just also proved that as far as the Saints go, you can take Jameis off the roster, but you can't take Jameis out of the Saints. I think he encapsulates the Saints, where it's just like you just don't know what you're going to get on a weekly basis from this team.
Fire and ice.
But yeah, shout out to Atlanta. Like Justin was right. They've been building a little bit of momentum the last few weeks. Getting a couple nice wins, playing well. I'm definitely not saying look out for them for the division. I think Tampa's kind of going to be running away with that pretty easily. But maybe string a few wins together and compete for the wild card spot. Why not?
Yeah, Jameis being out sucks, but Dan Campbell being gone, man. If those guys were out there non-kneecaps, they make up those 2 points and don't lose that game.
Agreed.
True.
On to the next one. I did not have Lions anyway. Going east against the Giants. Had a nice showing against the Chiefs, although seems like everyone's doing that these days. Carr his worst game of the season for sure. I think he had 1 touchdown and 2 picks, including a pick 6. That was just a terrible decision to throw the ball. Waller he didn't score a touchdown, but I think he had like, let's say 6 or 7 catches. And as we know, quite a bit going on in old Raider Town recently. Of course, a Ruggs thing. We don't have to rehash that. But then one Mr. Damon Arnett, which, I'm glad finally his wrist was strong enough to hold up that large series of firearms that he showed in his video, where I guess he's just DMing with people threatening to come to his house, and he is just challenging them to come to his house and getting some insane shootout. So, wow. Raiders, dude, we can't take any more insanity. Like, we got to chill out, dude. We got to chill out. The division is still wide open right now. The Chiefs have not gotten rolling. Chargers kind of, yes, the offense is there, but their defense, we all know about that. And the Broncos, their offense sucks, but their defense is like the only good one, I would say, in that whole division. So everyone in that division is 5-3 or 5-4. Well, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But, of course, yes, this does mean that the Raiders 2020 draft will go down as one of our best. Because now Ruggs and Arnett are no longer on the team.
The 2 first-round picks no longer on the team.
Yeah, dude. Maybe Mayock, you got to run this shit from now on, dude. Because I don't know what the hell's going on. Look, I'm not even going to say it was, the Ruggs thing, that's just tragic all the way around. Yeah, he has to live with all the stuff that comes with that. And unfortunately, someone did pass away as well. He's not coming back to play football ever again. Arnett probably at some point will, but definitely not for the Raiders, and probably not for a little while either. He was already on the bench. It's been kind of injury plagued in his Raider tenure anyway. But just being an idiot, dude. Like, just also, everyone turn in your phones. Everyone on the team, turn in your phones, except Derek Carr, because I feel like he's going to put out some kind of, uplifting, I don't know, positive thing. But everyone else, no phones.
I didn't clip it, but I had also seen on this Reddit thread where I got this post about the Raiders draft from that apparently Arnett has also in a 1 month period wrecked 4 rental cars. This season. So tough look for him. But yeah, like honestly, how's it going to be that John Simpson turns out to be the best part of this Raiders draft? Or I guess Len Bowden could, but it's not going to be for the Raiders.
Dude, Brian Edwards. It's going to be Brian Edwards. And yes, thoughts and prayers, RIP. TMPs to Tanner Mears. Never even played, and he is already cut. But like I said, I'm not super optimistic anyway going east. In the morning game, it's always tough for West Coast teams.
Plus with the time change too.
Everything going on. Well, yeah, time change too. Let's throw that in. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say time change.
Blame it on time change.
Once we're used to the time, we're good, dude. Like, we're still right there in the division. It's all good. Speaking of teams from that division going east, but somehow, thanks NFL, get to play in the afternoon. Bullshit. Tyler's boys, go ahead.
Yeah, got the win. Look, getting the win on the road, you'll never be too mad about that. Chargers offense looked fine. Pass defense, the Chargers were down to 2 cornerbacks thanks to various injuries. So I wasn't going to be too mad at the secondary for their performance. The run defense is just something so bad, just unbelievably bad. Like I sent a tweet, like, if you're playing the Chargers, just don't even bother bringing receivers. Just bring linemen and running backs. You've got a shot. They can't stop anybody, period. They can't tackle anybody, period. So it's, again, thankfully the offense kind of got it going. Got actually a game-winning field goal out of Hopkins.
Underrated bright spot. We all know about the Chargers and kicking or special teams in general.
So the funny thing about that was the PAT before that, he shanked it wide left so hard. So the Chargers continued to struggle with PATs, but Hopkins came through when they needed it. Eckler, great running game from him. Just, an absolute stud. Herbert, good game as well. Both passing and running the ball. Got a nice rushing touchdown there. Philly, I didn't think looked bad. Another thing I will complain about the Chargers about is their inability to recognize that if you let Jalen Hurts get outside, he can run for a long way. Because there were multiple plays in a row where the defensive ends would crash down hard on him, and then he would just roll out and run for like 15 yards. And they did it again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
And again.
It makes you want.
And again. And again.
Yeah. If we just had the Marshawn again and again and again and again clip, I would say that
over.
Yeah, there we go.
And over and over and over and over and over again.
It's
moments not going to want that.
It's moments when you see that. That's when people watching on TV are like, I could be a coach because I'm spotting that and I see what's wrong, and they keep doing it. Just maddening. But again, got the win, not to complain. On top of the division, thanks to the division record. So yeah, glad to be back on the winning track.
Just win.
That's it. Next game, real barn burner here. Real barn burner.
Yes, yeah. I know. We all know about Rodgers' unfortunate situation. By all accounts, he is healthy, asymptomatic, could potentially return with like 1 day of preparation. But yeah, it's Rodgers. He's YOLO slinging it.
He's fine. He doesn't need
watching Jeopardy reruns on Netflix. He's right. Fine. He's in a good spot right now. But dude, the Chiefs still look really bad.
So bad.
Like Love, yes, kind of getting thrown in the fire. You're going into Arrowhead or again, Geha, whatever that stadium's called now. I don't even know. It's stupid. But Arrowhead, even with all that, yeah, just Arrowhead. The Chiefs just look all out of sorts, dude. Mahomes is not. It's just not quite all the way. Just never quite. And you could see how pumped he was when they had like a late, like third down conversion to kill. Like that was the most fired up he got all game. He was missing guys, just looking all over the place. And if the Packers don't just totally botch 2 field goals, you could see right there on the score how different this could potentially be. Although Crosby hasn't had a great season overall anyway, but it seemed kind of like, dude, you guys still could have won this game without Rodgers and against the Chiefs on the road. So they kind of maybe let that go a little bit. But, hey, best time to get the Chiefs. As far as the rate, like next week, dude, we got to get it right now. We got to get them.
Yeah, easily, Mahomes' worst game. Like, even as turnover prone as he's been, like, he still puts up crazy stats. This was absolutely not the case this week, just missing everything. I'm not going to buy into the Chiefs' defense coming together either. Again, Green Bay team with Jordan Love just kind of thrown in there. Not buying that the Chiefs' defense is going to be any good. Kind of like we've been saying for a couple of years now. Great players, but just something just doesn't quite gel together with them defensively. Good time to play them if you're the Raiders, like you said. And in Green Bay, they'll have Rodgers back next week, so imagine they'll be back on the winning track as well.
I believe I saw this game was Mahomes' lowest in his career as far as like yards per completion. It's like 4 yards or something like that on average. So again, hoping that it takes the Chiefs if they do get going, which at this point now I'm starting to like, I don't know, it's weird vibes going on over there. But yes, best possible time for the Raiders to play them is right now. So, hey, I'm optimistic. Unlike somebody, Justin, that is afraid of the Falcons. Come on, dude.
Look, man, the Chiefs have been, a weird team this year. They can't seem to just find their footing and like blow the doors off somebody. Like, I think everybody is, expecting them to just wake up one day and be that team again. But they play the Cowboys in a couple weeks, and they're looking at 6-11. So, Kansas City could get right back on the race.
God, just get off the 6-11, dude. All right, come on. I'm telling you, there's a positive.
5-12. Fine, 5-12.
Don't pile on. My guy's already going through it right now. There's too much negativity going on. Now this time change is affecting everyone. You have to get through it, get used to it. In a week, everyone's going to be back to normal. It's going to be all good.
Next game, we had an NFC West battle. Arizona continues to just stay out in front, beating up on San Francisco. I didn't even think the game was as close as that score indicated. I just at no point did I think San Francisco was any sort of threat. Kyler Murray, probably, got to imagine he's got to be the front runner for the MVP. Although I guess with Green Bay's terrible performance, you could argue that Rodgers is going to be the MVP as well.
Yeah, they had old Texas gunslinger Colt McCoy back there slinging a rock. Didn't even miss a beat.
That's your MVP right there.
Colt
McCoy. Small sample size, but I mean, look, it speaks for itself.
That's true.
That's a big road win in the division. He's getting some votes. If I had a vote.
That's true.
But yeah, Niners, they just look really bad. Sorry, producer Tanaya, but Shanahan, dude, I feel like maybe he's got to we'll probably give him another year, maybe 2, but he's kind of like, because just especially with the quarterback thing with Lance, but beyond that, like they had the one good year when they got to the Super Bowl, and they've kind of sucked every other period since that. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Justin.
I was just gonna say the Cardinals, man. The Cardinals are a juggernaut, dude. They're looking at 17-1, man. They play the Cowboys week 16, and I tell you what, they're looking at 6-11, man.
I swear to God, dude, I will mute you if you bring that up again. We have one more game to talk about, okay? Yeah, meet me at Temecula, dude. We'll settle this like men, where internet fights go to get real.
That's right. Now, you do kind of start to wonder, like, maybe if Shanahan is one of those coaches that it's like great assistant coach, great coordinator, not quite head coach material. I
hate the Shanahan family. Well, I can't say as much as any Davis family because there's one that hates it, a little bit more. But just second, I hate those fools. So hey, I don't wish something like personally bad happens to this guy, but it would be fun if he gets fired. So say.
Then last game, Sunday Night Football, the Titans just. Again, this is another one where I didn't think it was as close as the score indicates. Titans, I thought they just came out and just absolutely just dominated the Rams in the Rams' home stadium.
Yeah, you had Stafford pulling a Wentz, just like in a 360, just like, I'm throwing it. Like,
360 no scope.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be good. Yeah, just, I thought it was going to be a headshot. Nope, pick 6. Yeah, but LOL Rams. I think it's their fault, really, for making so much effort to promote whatever peacock vehicle that Paris Hilton has. It's like, this is super. Even like Al Michaels and Collinsworth were like trying to think of things to say. Like, do we have to show this? And the producer's like, yeah, dude, we got to do the Paris Hilton thing when we come back from this break. So we're gonna. I'm like, oh my god, dude. Dude, Al Michaels, they're taking him off.
Still relevant in 2021, huh?
Yeah, she's
still relevant in 2021. Yeah.
But they're taking him off Sunday Night Football, right? Michaels, I think after this season, or maybe even during the season or something. I don't know. But if I was him, I'd be like, YOLO, dude. I'm Miracle on Ice, okay? I'm just going to say some shit. This is dumb. You guys are going to get rid of me anyway. Put me on some other stupid, whatever, Notre Dame football. I don't know. But he should have just let loose right there.
I mean, Al Michaels can, because, he's fucking Al Michaels. He can go wherever he wants.
He's a legend. Miracle on Ice, dude.
He can go to CBS. He can go to Fox. He can go to ESPN. He can go wherever he wants after this. Like, he'll get paid.
But it was funny. And also, hey, dude, shout out to the freaking Titans. AP with his, had like 20 yards. But he did get a touchdown. He is definitely extremely old.
What was
I feel bad, but
he left the game at some point, and I can't remember what they said he had. It wasn't arthritis, but it was something else that you kind of associate with an older person.
He has to take an Epsom salt bath at this point during any physical exertion before he can come back.
His Metamucil really hit him during the third quarter.
All right, but here's the payoff, dude. Also, real quick before we get to the payoff, but Justin, I'm talking you off the ledge, bro. Before that, Dr. Steve Shin came through and said, well, pretty much that, dude, Mr. Unlimited, he might be superhuman.
Unlimited.
Unlimited. He's never seen such a severe hand injury for a quarterback, nor has he seen such a staggering, mind-blowing comeback. Dude, I don't even hate Russell Wilson, but it's hard to not hate Russell Wilson, dude. I think he's a great player, good teammate, but he is going hard for the crown of just like the J.J. Watt. Like, look at all this crazy shit. I'm working out. It's 4 a.m. I got a team of like 20 guys looking after me. My hand team is like 6 dudes. Like, just chill out, all right? It's fine.
I was listening to McAfee and them a little bit today, but yeah, just to imagine like, you know, Dr. Steve Shin's office just like calls Russell Wilson's camp, like, hey man, we looked over everything, and you're cleared, man. You're good to go. You can return to work. Okay, wait a second. We're gonna send you over a template for an email right now. We want you to just fill in the blanks, sign it, and we'll take care of the rest. All right?
Yeah, all the parts in red you can't delete. So all the stuff about being the greatest human being of all time, leave that in. Okay, that's
Not only have I seen a more unbelievable recovery, I've never seen a more handsome man in my life. I've never seen a guy with I've never seen a guy with a bigger package in my life.
it's got a hog down there. This guy always tips more than anyone I've ever seen. Anytime I've been at a restaurant with him, just a good dude. I mean, just like the best guy of all time.
Yeah, look, hey, Steve Shin's gonna have returning customers. You know, if anything happens to Russell Wilson's hand again, you can guarantee that.
You know, when you see this statement, JPP is calling that fool immediately. Hey, what can you do for me, guy? Come on. I heard you're the miracle man.
And just think, man, we have a chance next week to see this guy, the most amazing human ever, return to the field, and possibly against the face of anti-vaxxers worldwide.
Ooh.
Tyler and I were talking, and this was a missed opportunity on our part, so I take the blame. But it's a little bit of a long day at work, whatever. We definitely should have, like, on a napkin, wrote up a doctor's note from Dr. Joe Rogan for Aaron Rodgers to show, like, in place of the Steve Shin letter. Like, nah, he's good. He's been putting green coffee beans up his butt for like a week. He's totally immune.
Fucking eating elk meat and shit. He's fine.
Yeah.
This man is so immune, COVID actively runs from him.
That's right. COVID is the one that should be scared. Not even Rodgers.
Dropping dimes, sucking signs, and anti-vax signs.
Look, dude, look, I told you there was going to be a nugget at the end. Here it is. Bam. Midway point. Who's in the playoffs? All 3 of our teams are in the playoffs. That's right. I think it's just going to play out like this all the way to the end.
I will say, I don't know if the standings need to be updated because the Steelers did get a very late field goal and wound up winning the game. So perhaps it's changed. Maybe the Steelers been moved up in ranking. I don't know.
Well, for you guys, they probably better to not play the Steelers. Anyway, given the history of certain things.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a Raiders-Chargers playoff game. How about that?
Oh, God, no.
That'd be sweet, huh?
No shows at all that week.
I mean, at least we got that going for us. There's 0 chance another team from our division gets in the playoffs.
You guys already got the Rams figured out, dude. It was like, you're good. Look, we're all going. We're all going Final Four, okay? So just keep hope alive.
Isn't that crazy? Number 1 seeds on by the Titans. Yes, those Titans that lost to the Jets. Those Titans.
Yeah.
They got AP now, dude. He's been consulting with Steve Shin, and he is now going to live for 300 years.
Actually, look at that Atlanta with the last spot in the NFC.
Couple potential playoff teams getting together next week, but you guys will not be 6-11. Sick of, don't even say that.
I don't know, man.
Sad Justin is the worst character.
Oh, man. No. No. Can't allow it, and I won't allow it. On that sad note, that's all I have. But after the Cowboys win by like 35 points next week, Justin will be fine. He'll be back to his usual boisterous self. We're all going to the Final Four of the playoffs, and then we'll just figure out what happens from there. But, of course, that will mean Raiders-Chargers AFC Championship game. Terrifying.
15-2.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
15-2.
There we go. That's what I want.
15-2.
Oh, that's my
Yes.
boy right there.
That's it. That's it. He's back, folks. Like Texas, he is back.
Texas is back. Dallas is back.
All right. Well, Justin, thank you as always for jumping on. Thank you guys so much for watching, commenting. We'll be back here on Wednesday talking about whatever news we can think of, whatever news we can find.
Hey, my house didn't burn down. Might have an update on that.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. There's a couple days in between. That could still happen.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love it. You guys know the drill. Keep the fire.